Hi, my name is Hannah Ostrander. I'm the HR director with Oaks Auto Group. I have been doing HR now for about 7 years. So my background in HR is mostly coming into organizations that have no HR infrastructure, very little, or it's an organization where they're growing really rapidly and they need to scale. So what attracted me to this was coming into an organization that is very well known in the metro. They have a great reputation, they have a great culture. It's hard coming into organizations that don't have strong culture. You can't teach that. For me, that's a hard issue. That's something really difficult to teach. So I would be coming into an organization where Oaks has a really strong culture. They have a really significant brand in the metro. I'm just coming in to help get their business ready to continue to grow and expand and get their HR team up to speed. So I actually came from the professional ballet world. So I was in that world for about 20 years, just about. I actually had some health issues that put me in a position where I needed to make a major career change overnight. So I needed something really to just put food on the table, and was looking for something kind of administrative, very entry level, just a 9 to 5. And I fell into kind of an entry level HR role. So very unexpected, but I fell in love with the work really within probably my first 2 weeks. And I was blessed enough to have a mentor that really took me under his wing and said, you can make a career out of this if you really want to, but you're gonna have to work extra hard. I hadn't gone to school for this yet, so going back to school now, but really what that took for me was taking a lot of time to understand, you're gonna have to be an absolute sponge and just absorb everything around you, ask a lot of questions, put yourself into conversations in rooms that normally you wouldn't be in, to just learn as much as you can really quickly. So that was how I came into it. It's not uncommon as a woman in this field, really in any kind of business sector, to, especially from where I sit, to be in a position where you're always treated kind of as the administrative assistant, especially early on in your career. And what I found is not in my nature, but I had to get very comfortable very quickly with coming into a room and asserting my voice and trusting that I have something to share that's really valuable that no one else does. The more I did that, the more I challenged myself to just insert myself in conversations, insert myself in rooms maybe that I didn't necessarily belong in. And the more I was able to do that and shape my own voice, the more I realized I have power and influence over my peers and my partner, people even above me. So the more I did that, the more comfortable I got with it. But I think it takes time. You have to really force yourself into those situations. You have to trust that you have something to bring to the table that no one else does. You have a unique voice as a professional in the niche that you're in, but also as a woman, we have a very different perspective, especially in the HR seat. We have a very unique perspective on people and how to manage people. And so I have always found that if I can just force myself into those rooms and conversations, I do bring a unique perspective, and it always turns out to be something where my peers see that too, but you have to build those relationships, especially again from the HR perspective. Once you have those relationships, your partners are gonna trust you in what you say. So it starts with having those relationships, but the more you just insert yourself into rooms and conversations, the more influence you're gonna have over them too. I would say when I came in, I was very pleasantly surprised at how many young female leaders we have. And a real struggle for me early on in my career was I didn't have female leaders to work with. I didn't have anyone that, aside from my mentor, who was a guy, I didn't have anyone that really took me under my wing. I actually, just to be completely honest, I had a couple female leaders that were really detrimental to my career, that created stumbling blocks for me, and I think created a really negative perception of what a female leader should be. So it took a long time for me to see and have examples in my life of what it meant to be a female leader, that you can be strong, but that you also bring these unique aspects as a woman in this profession. So that took a long time for me to figure out. I would really like to be in a position where I can mentor these young ladies and give them what I didn't have early on. I think I could have probably excelled even sooner if I'd had someone like that to bring me in. So that's what I hope to bring here, is a unique perspective as someone in this HR world that didn't have that early on. And so would like to offer that to young women here as well.